Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May He protect us both. May He be pleased with us both. May we work together with vigor. May our study make us illumined. May there be no dislike between us. Om peace, Om peace, Om peace. So, the last session of Katha Upanishad, we had studied about uh, the story of Nachiketa and Yama, how the father of Nachiketa, Bhajasravasha, he was performing a yajna, a fire sacrifice, and that fire sacrifice was meant uh, to elevate him to Swarga or heaven. And one of the main uh, main uh, you can say main rules was to to donate everything that he had, to distribute everything that he had, all belongings. But Nachiketa saw that his father was not doing this. In the contrary, he was giving away things which were of completely no use to himself or others. So that created a huge impact in Nachiketa's mind because he had uh, this intense uh, faith uh, in the in the Vedic teachings. So he knew that his father is not going to receive the desired result of of attainment of heaven, but his father was going uh, to hell. So then he offered his own service and he tried to convince his father to so that he also be given away to somebody uh, for this service. And Nachiketa's father became very angry, and his father sent him to the house of death. And in the house of death, he stayed for 3 nights without food, without water, without shelter. And because this is a huge huge uh, huge mistake uh, in the part of a household to not being able to take care of a child who is a guest atithi. So and that would bring a lot of inauspiciousness in the family of Nachiketa, in the family of Yama. So Yama wanted to somehow he wanted to rectify his faults, and in this way he offered Nachiketa three boons. And in the third boon, Nachiketa asked for self knowledge. And first of all, Yama gave him uh, all kinds of temptations. Uh, Somebody's mic is not muted. Can you please mute the mic? Mic. Uh, who is it? Kira? The mic. Clarice, your mic is not muted. Can you mute the mic? Mic. So, pakat off kar. So, uh, uh, and then in the third boon, Nachiketa asked for self knowledge, and Yama gave him all kinds of temptations so that he does not stick to that question. But Nachiketa, he stick to that question, and he was very like clear that he wanted to know the secret of self knowledge. And that is when Yama became very pleased, and now Yama has started to deliver his his teachings to Nachiketa. So the first, we are going to the second section of the first chapter. It's called Balli, second Balli, Ditya Balli of Katha Upanishad. So he's talking about these two ways which we have. Everybody of us have two ways. One is the way of the preferred, means one is the way by which we are going to attain the highest good, and the other is the you know the one which we all like, that is the desired. Now, this desired way, this might give us a little bit of happiness in the beginning, but in the end it leads us to bondage, it leads us to death, it leads us to uh, uh, sufferings. Uh, so the wise men, they always choose the preferred path. Is not a very easy path, but one once a person is on that preferred path, as he approaches, he reaches the goal, and the path is itself, it helps him. Like here we see that Nachiketa, after discriminating uh, you know all the futility of the of the happiness of this world, he decided not to go for it, and to stick to his question of knowing about the secret of self. So that was, at that point, it was really very difficult to imagine that he can actually get the result. But now we see that because he was very sincere to his cause, and diligent to his cause, and now we see that Yama has started to deliver his teachings. And by these teachings, once when you are instructed by a able master, the secret of self knowledge is this, that you know you need to listen to this knowledge of the self from an able master, a person who has realized the self. He has not only realized the self, he has realized that consciousness as himself. I have realized the self. This is something, then also I have got difference between me and the self. I've seen sun, but the sun is not me. It's separate from me. But I see it. I have the knowledge of the sun. But I am sun. This is different. So the real spiritual knowledge comes from being one with the self. When you attain oneness with the self, that is when you have attained the real knowledge. The You can say the absolute knowledge, but it is the real knowledge. It is a real knowledge that when you attain oneness with the self, and then only you can then only you can know who the self is, or what the self is, and what is the relationship between you and the self. So one has to listen to this knowledge of the self from a person who knows that he is the self, he is one with the self, and then only this knowledge, it produces results. It produces results means this knowledge travels from the heart of the master to the heart of the disciple, and eradicates all the ignorance in the heart of the disciple, the darkness from the heart of the disciple. And when the darkness is eradicated, when the ignorance is eradicated, then the knowledge within him flows, it gets manifested. So the guru actually does not give knowledge. What does it do is, he just you know he just transmits a vibration from within, a vibration of oneness. And, he transmits a vibration less vibration. The vibration which comes from the guru is completely vibration less. So the guru transmits a vibration-less vibration, a voiceless voice. The guru is a voiceless voice. You can listen to him, but the voice, there's no voice. It's voiceless. It's going to take you beyond speech. It's going to take you beyond mind. It's going to take you beyond all ignorance. It's going to take you beyond all vibrations, all sufferings. So the guru transmits this vibration-less vibration, and this vibration enters into the heart of the disciple. Why? Because the disciple has faith. The disciple has faith in himself. The disciple has faith in the master. And because the disciple has faith, this vibration enters into the heart of the disciple and thereby eradicates, destroys, cleanses all the darkness, all ignorance. And when the ignorance is cleansed, when the ignorance is removed, eradicated, then the knowledge is manifested. And then when the knowledge is manifested, then the disciple realizes that he is that knowledge. He becomes one with that knowledge. He is that knowledge. He is that Atman. He is the self. He is that consciousness. This is what the disciple realizes. So, here Nachiketa is also listening to this self knowledge from an adept master. Nachiketa said this when Yama said that the question that you have asked about the self, even the old lords who resides in the heaven for like forever, and they're going to live here forever, even they don't know this. Why are you going to, why are you pondering about that knowledge? You just have this, you just have this, you come to this heaven and you stay here. You enjoy your life, your entire life, till eternity. You will have an eternal life full of blessings, full of bliss, full of happiness. Nachiketa said, no, no. I want to know the truth. I want to know what really exists. And who is the more adept person than you who can tell me the secret beyond death, the secret beyond death, the secret beyond life? You are the one, and I'm going to listen this from you. So, Yama has started to deliver his teachings. Anyak shreyo anyat utaiva preyaste ubhe nanate purushagum shinita. He said, Nachiketa, there are two ways. There are two ways. One is one is the one is the preferred, and the other is the desired. Now he says, Anyak shreyo anyat. One of them, one of these two is Shreya, that is, it is the preferred one. And it gives you the result which is Anya, means which is different. What is different? It is different from the result that you see in the world. Now, what do you see in the world? Here, people needs prosperity. Here, people needs abundance. Abundance means material abundance. People need material prosperity. People need material power, worldly happiness, physical pleasures. Okay, so this is what is common in this world. Now, Yama is saying that there is a path which is different, and that path is the path of the preferred, and the results is also different. Means, the results is different from the result of what you see in this world. So, when a person has a different result than the results of a worldly person, what is that? It is the knowledge of the self. It is liberation. It is liberation. It is the knowledge of the self. So with a different result, Yama meant that If you choose the path of the preferred, then you are going to have a, you are going to have a result which is going to give you, you know, give you the realization of oneness with the absolute consciousness. If you choose this path which is preferred and which is going to give you a different result than that of the world, the different result is this, that you will attain liberation from all the sufferings, liberation from all the bondages that you have, liberation from all ignorance, liberation from all darkness, liberation from disease, liberation from life and death, liberation of the bondage of karma and its results, liberation from the mental attributes of sattva, rajas, and tamas, liberation from all the mental distractions of this, greed, lust, anger, attachment. You are going to completely get liberated from all this and live a eternal life, peaceful life, peaceful life which is going to unite with the eternity. You live the life of consciousness. You become that consciousness. Like, when we approach this, it's what we have now listened, that there is a path which will lead us towards that supreme consciousness. And once we reach that state of supreme consciousness, we become consciousness. We become that supreme consciousness. Then we are no longer this individual soul. Then we are no longer this body, this mind, these attributes, this ego, these senses. No, we become that. But in reality, what happens is, when you approach that supreme consciousness, once you approach that vastness, this infiniteness, and once you have this glimpse of this infiniteness, like, when you go to the ocean and you have not seen the ocean before, when you go to the ocean and you have the first glimpse of that ocean, that creates delight in your mind. At the same time, that creates fear, because you have not seen this vastness before. So when you see this vastness in front of you, your eyes, you know, though you are delighted, though you're happy, at the same time, it creates a little bit of fear within you, a fear of losing yourself, a fear of losing yourself. So here also, when you approach the supreme consciousness, when you approach this supreme consciousness, and once you have this slightest glimpse of that supreme consciousness, you suddenly feel a little bit of fear, a fear of losing your ego, that ego with which you are so used to, that ego which has traveled with you for a long, long time, which is not you, which has just traveled with you, and you have thought that this is me. So you are scared of losing that ego. You're scared of losing this mind. This mind is also not you. This mind is the mind, ego, intellect, body, senses. They are all part of this nature. They are all part of this nature, but you think or you perceive that these are all me. I am part of them, or they are part of me. And this is how we we flow in our life. And this is how we have been flowing from life to life or death to death. Now, suddenly, when we come face to face with that supreme consciousness, that infinite consciousness, we see that the body is no longer there. The body no longer exists. The mind no longer exists. Though you see the body, though you have this feel, you have this awareness that there is a body, but you don't have any awareness of the body. You don't have any consciousness of that body. You don't have the consciousness of the existence of the body, though you see that body in front of you. when you approach this, when you approach this, this this infinite consciousness, you see that the mind is not there at all. You don't find that mind anymore. You are used to this mental stuff. You're used to this juggling of the mind, good and bad, this duality of the mind. You're used to that. And once, and suddenly you find that this duality does not exist. There is no mind. There is no play of that duality within you. Where is the duality? Where is this, often this confusion, this doubts? Where is it? It's not there. Where is this internal fight, this internal struggle going on? Do's and don'ts, go, not go, do, not do, see, not see. Where is that one? It's not there. It's gone. And because it's gone, the intellect also is gone, because the intellect is the one which decides what to do or not to do. So when this faculty, whole faculty of, of doing and not doing has gone, then the one who presides over that or decides that is also gone. So at one point, suddenly you find yourself, you know you find yourself, free from mind, free from ego, free from intellect, free from this, all these identities that you had, name, form, attributes. Suddenly you find that they're not there. You are free, you are bereft of everything. You're just alone. But it's not that, it's not alone means, it's not that I am only one, I'm alone. It's not like that. I'm not lonely. You're not lonely. You're alone, but you're that whole. You're that one, that whole, that infinite. And that may create a little bit of fear. But it says that you need to have complete faith on yourself. You need to have complete faith on the subject that you're focused. You need to have complete faith on the master from whom you are instructed. So when the master says that this is that consciousness, so you need to have complete faith in that, faith in those words, and just jump into that. And once you jump into that consciousness, you find that you are that consciousness. You don't lose yourself. You you gain yourself. You gain your identity. You see that this is what I am. This is what I am. Once you give up those which you are not, then you find that which you are. And this comes with the preferred path. The preferred path, which gives you a different result from the world. The world needs worldly things, but here, you get this cosmic thing. You get this cosmic result. You get this conscious result. So, annat shreyo anyat utaiva preyaste ubhe nanarthe purushagum shinita, and there is another path that is called prayer, or the desired. And that desired also produces a different result. That desire, that desired path also produces a different result from the preferred path. And what is that? If the preferred path had provided, liberation from ignorance, liberation from ego, this one is going to give you, you know, this one is going to give you association with ego, association with mind, attachment with mind, attachment with ego, attachment with the body, attachment with everything which you see in this world, and that is going to give you, worldly things, worldly happiness. So he says that these are the two paths by which a person a person is binded. Why binded? Because till you reach the goal, you have to be in this path. And that is why, you know, the people who are in this path, they are all very, very binded in this, very, very situated in these paths. They can leave them. They can leave them till they have reached the goal. Then it says, Tayo Shreya Adadanasya Sadhu Bhavati. But in these two paths, the preferred and the desired, in these two paths, the one which is preferred is the real one. Why? Because this is the path by which you attain purity, you attain auspiciousness, you attain glory. Sadhu means good, things which are good, things which are beautiful, amazing. So, what is amazing? Amazing means that good which is always, which always will remain good forever. It talks about that auspiciousness, that glory, that purity, which will never become impure. So, what is not going to become impure? The one with the self, the one which you find in the self, the purity that you find in the self is never going to become impure. The peace that you find in the self is never going to give you impurity. It's not become. It's not going to end. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, that Shraddhavana labhate jnanam tatpara sanjatendriya jnanam labdha param shanti achiren adhigachati. This gyan, this knowledge is going to give you a eternal peace, absolute peace, which is not going to end in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. Whether you are in life or not, this peace once attained is not going to leave you. So that is why a wise man, will always, always prefer the shreya, that is the preferred path. Tayo shreya adadanasya sadhu bhavati hiyate hriddat ya u preyo brunite. But the one who is choosing, the one who chooses the desired, will always get degraded results, fallen results, inferior results. They have to compromise their life. They have to compromise themselves. So now it's up to you whether you need to live a life full of compromises all the time, or you rise up, you rise up, you know, set your target, set your goal, take this high road of the preferred path and reach the self, which is going to give you everything which is, not ending, non-ending things, eternal things. So that's up to you. Then Yama says, Shreyascha preyascha manushastvam etastau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. He said these two paths are within the mind of a person. They exist within our mind. And the the one who is the one uh, who is pure hearted, the one who is wise, they discriminate within these two paths. They discriminate, the preferred and the desired path between them, and they always choose the preferred path. They see what is the what is the good and bad of these two paths, and by discriminating these two paths, they always choose the preferred path. श्रेयो हि धीरो भी प्रेयो वृणीते preyo mando yogakshemat brunute. It says that a wise man will always choose the path of the preferred. But a person is who is not that wise, who is not that intelligent, who is not that intelligent, he is always go for the desired path, and that desired path is always going to give him pain, sufferings, sufferings. Swatam priyam priyamanascha priyama swatam priyam priya rupangsha kaman avidhyayan nachiketo yatta sakshi. He said, Nachiketa, I have given you all these, options. I've given you all these options, options of, options of worldly, worldly desires, all these temptations. But you have, you know, you have, you have thought about it. You gave a very good thought. You have discriminated my words, judged completely right. You are very well in your judgment. And with your right judgment, you had chosen the path of truth. You have not chosen the path which is going to give you worldly abundance. You have chosen the path, you have not chosen the path of worldly abundance. You have chosen the path of eternal abundance, eternal peace. Naitam shrinkam vittamam abhyapo yasyam majjanti bahavo manusya. And you have not let this bondage, these chains of desires, these chains of temptations get the better of you. Though you have been provided with all these, all these options, all these temptations, but you have not let those temptations get the better of you. You have always, you always stuck on the path of righteousness. You have always stuck on the path of truth, and which is very rare within human being. Human being gets deluded. People gets deluded in this, whenever they see, worldly happiness. When they see these temptations, they get deluded, and they run after them. But you have been provided with all these options, but you did not run after them. You are very strict on your own judgment. You're very disciplined. You're very disciplined and made the right choice. So Yama is praising Nachiketa. Duram te viparite vishuchi avidyaya cha vidyeti gyata. He said these two people, one who go for these worldly things, people who go for worldly knowledge, people who go for worldly abundance, people who go for worldly happiness, they and the people who go for that transcendental knowledge, people who go for transcendental peace, transcendental attainment, that attainment which comes beyond mind and speech. They are, these two kind of people, they are completely opposite to each other. They're completely opposite. Their approach is different, their focus is different, and their attainment also is different. One attains eternity, and the other attains transientness. The other attains futility, nothingness, nothingness. विद्या विप्सितम नाचिकेतसम मन्ये नत्वा कामा बहवो लोलुपंता. And I consider you to be the real aspirant for knowledge, O Nachiketa. Nachiketa, you are that real aspirant of knowledge, because if you are not an aspirant, then you will never attain self knowledge. Self knowledge is not a capsule or a tablet which will be just you can just swallow and you are self knowledge, you're wise. It's not like that. You need to seek it, you need to desire it, You need to long for it. You need to go for it. Amidst all the chaos in this world, when all these realities, practicalities, when these worldly relatives, within all these worldly realities, worldly practicalities, worldly chaos, worldly temptations, amidst all this, you need to find the right way. You need to find that which is beyond this world, which is beyond this world. And oh Nachiketa, though you have been given every option, every convenience of enjoying those for which the world longs for, you have rejected them all. You have rejected them all, and that is why I consider you to be the one who is a real aspirant for knowledge. Like in every in all the Upanishads, or in all the spiritual texts, or in all the all the Upanishads, or all this this like Brahma Sutra and everything, they start with this, that till you have this till you have this desire to get liberated, till that time nothing is going to happen. In one of the in one place, Shankaracharya wrote like this, that durlavam trayametat devanugraham hetukam. There are three things in this world which are very rare. You cannot just obtain them if you want them. They are obtained only by the divine intervention of God, or the intervention of the divine. What is that? Manushyattvam, having a human body. This is very rare. If you have a human body, you have done something which is very, very exceptional in your earlier birth. And that is why you have a human body, a sane human body. So don't lose it. Don't misuse it. Don't abuse it. Because this body has been obtained after great austerities. And it's very rare. And you also have the the divine intervention. The divine has also helped you in obtaining this human body. Okay, so manushratvam, mumukshutvam. Then after having this divine, after having this body, if you have this urge for liberation, liberation from ego, liberation from ignorance, liberation from all this transientness, if you long for permanence, if you long for eternity, if you have this, that is also very rare, very, very rare. So, Manushatvam, Mumukshutvam, and then Mahapurush Sangshraya, in the company of wise men. If you have these three, you know that you are a very rare human being. You are a very rare type. You're a very rare type. You're not normal. If you have a human body, if you have this, this urge to know the self, and if you are in the association of very holy men, then you know that this is very, very rare. Okay? So it says, Nachiketa, you are the one who really, seeks knowledge. You are the real aspirant of knowledge. And because you are the real aspirant of knowledge, you're going to attain knowledge. And then it talks about different kind of people who are worldly. In one hand, we have Nachiketa, who have been given all the options of worldly enjoyment. He rejected them and he chose the preferred. And then there is another type. What is that? Avidyayam antare vartamana swayam dhira panditam manyamanaha dadrambhyamanaha paripanti mura andhe neva niyamana yathandhaha. It says these people, what do? Avidyayam antare vartamana. They have this ignorance within their heart. The heart is full of ignorance. The mind is full of ignorance, not knowing the reality, not knowing the truth. That means they know something. What do they know? They know the falsehood. They know the non reality. They know that which does not exist. These people, what are they? Avidyayam antare vartamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana. But these people always believe themselves to be wise, though they have no, no means nothing, though they don't have no, little bit of truth within them, though they do not have a little bit of truth within them, but they consider themselves to be very wise, very wise. And what do? Tadramyamana paripanti mura, and they move along. They move along. They preach. They preach people that see this is the truth. That is the truth. You need to do this. You need to do that. They preach people. And you know how? What is this teaching all about? It says andhe neva niyamana yathandaha. It's like a blind showing a road to the other blind. This is what really is. So the first thing that you need to do is to attain self-knowledge. And then you can, guide others. Before that, don't ever think about guiding people. So today we stop here.